Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Lisa, a mum, a colour pencil artist, and I create in-depth real-time tutorials over on Patreon. Today I'm giving you a quick look at how this little mouse and the surrounding flowers were completed using colour pencils. In my Patreon tutorial, I walk through the process step by step from the initial layering right through to the final details and colour building. This video is just a short preview, but if you'd like to follow along and complete this piece yourself, you can find the full details in the description below. So let's have a look at how this was completed. So I feel like I say this in every video, but you need to make sure you have a really sharp point. These are really small details when we're putting in the eye. So making sure you have a really good sharpener, a sanding block, just anything to get a really sharp point on your pencils, because this is going to help get all those little details in. So we're going to be starting with the eye, using the sharpest part of the point to get the outline, building up the layers, also adding some blue tones in the eye. And then what I'm going to do is use my sharp black pencil just to map in where we can see those little whiskers, and then start to do the base of the fur. So fur can be quite difficult, but we begin with our base layers. So I use the warm grey one, some of the beige red and burnt ochre. This gives a really nice base layer to work on. And then in the tutorial we talk about how to go in and put in some of the fur lines. So making sure to use your pencil in the direction that the fur is going, and then we're doing sort of little clumps of fur and then flicking them off in the direction that the fur is going. So depending how dark the fur is, you need to go in with your fur lines closer together. This will make the fur darker. If it's lighter, you just need to space out these fur strokes. As you go through, you can go back in and resaturate the base colours that you can see. I also added some of the blue and also purple around the eye just to give it a little bit more depth. When it comes to realistic fur, the thing that makes it realistic is all of the different layers that you're using. So we just go through and put in some fur strokes. It's not going to look very realistic, so you need to make sure you're having different shades and tones underneath the darker fur, and then you just gradually build these up. Usually starting with your lighter pencils to the darker pencils and then resaturating with the mid-tones as you go through. And make sure to pay attention to the reference photo and the way that the fur is going. So you can see up on the top of the head it will start to go up to the left, but on the face it sort of goes different directions. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to the reference photo, otherwise it won't look realistic if you're doing fur strokes in the wrong way that the fur is actually going. And each piece goes through an ugly stage, so you can look at it at this point and think it's not working, I'm going to start again. But that usually just means that you need to keep going. You might need to put more layers down, start to add in some darker tones, and really study your reference photo to see what changes you need to make. If you feel like it's not working out, it generally just means you need to keep going. Then I'm just moving on to the arms and a bit of the back. So breaking down the piece into different sections will just make it a little bit more manageable for you and make it feel like you're getting somewhere. So if you just sort of scribbled over the whole thing to draw it all, it will take a really long time and you'll start to get a little bit frustrated. So I do like to work on one section at a time. And in the tutorial we start to talk about how to get all of these little details in the fur by using a sharp black pencil. And again, it's all about layers and building up these tones really gradually till you get the darkness that you need. And so here's a look at the fur at a faster speed. So going through, putting through the really light base layers, starting to add some of the mid-tones and then the darker fur lines, and then going back through and blending it all down, and then going back through with some darker tones, and always going back through and resaturating those colours. So I'm using the burnt ochre, the sky blue, the beige red, and then going in and adding some of the little paws. Remember again to have really sharp points on your pencils, going in with your base layers, adding some of that beige red for the pinky tone, using some of the walnut brown to get the outlines, and then going in darker sections with just a tiny bit of the black. So next we're going into this little flower, and we're going to work on it the same way that we worked on the mouse, which is just one little bit at a time. But with these little leaf petals, we're going to work on one at a time, literally. So for each of the sections, going in with a base layer, outlining the darkest sort of sections, going through putting the mid-tones, getting darker with the darker tones, and then blending back over with the lighter colours. And in the leaf there is some blue colours, so I do go in with some of the sky blue. And the main green colour that we're using here is earth green, because it's sort of that pale green colour. And also going with some of the olive green yellowish, which is a darker greeny colour. And then going in with the black to get really, really dark. When you're doing this sort of thing, it is important to sort of get everything in the right place and the right proportions. but you don't need to be 100% accurate because no one's going to know if one of the leaves are a little bit smaller than the other, if they're sort of in a different place or a different color. You just need to worry about the darks and lights, so the shadows and the highlight sections, and that's what's going to make it look realistic. Towards the end, it's a bright yellow color, so I use some of the cadmium yellow, also mixing in all of those same green tones, making sure to pay attention to where the lights and the darks are. And at the end, I use my soft white Holbein pencil to put in some of the white waxy dots, just to give it a little bit more of a highlight section. And I understand that some of these instructions may be going a little bit too fast, but if you do want to do this tutorial in real time, you can check out in the description below the link to my Patreon. It's a look at the tutorial that we completed last month of this beautiful stag. And so now we've got the bottom section in of this flower, we're going to go through and put in all of the yellow petals. So again, we're just breaking it down sort of petal by petal or section by section. I'm starting to use some of the cream as a base layer. For the green, I'm going in with the olive green yellowish. Where it's really bright yellow, using some of the cadmium yellow, and also adding in a little bit of the burnt ochre for that orange tone, because there is a little bit of an orange tone in the underneath section. I don't work on florals very often, so this sort of thing was quite tricky for me, but it's just a matter of experimenting and seeing what's working, going in and adjusting the dark and lighter sections as you go. I didn't want to go into any of the yellow petals with black or anything like that because it might get a little bit muddy, but I did go in with some of the darker greens, go in with my white waxy pencil where it is those white highlight sections just to pull them out, make them nice and bright, and just build in the green tones and the orange tones into the yellow to get all of those little shadows. And then I called it quits and said we were finished, and I realized I hadn't actually added the tail of the mouse, so we went in and finished that at the very end. And I really hope that you like this video, guys. I hope something in here was helpful and you learnt a little bit from it. Remember to like and subscribe and let me know what you would like to see in the future or what you like about this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.